I was reading a Ask Reddit question about paranormal experiences and was reminded of something that happened to me as a young child. Although this event occurred 2 decades ago, I find it significantly creepy to share all with you. When I was 8 years old, I lived with my dad, stepmom, and two stepsisters, ages 7 and 6, in a very large house. My dad and stepmom went away for the weekend and left us with a babysitter. She slept in our parents' bedroom, and us kids had a blanket fort/camp out in the living room. In the middle of the night, I heard a weird sound. Something scraping around on the wood floors in the hall. Our house had no carpet except in the bedrooms. All of the halls and common areas had wood floors. We had 2 dogs at the time, a golden retriever and a chocolate labrador. So when they went around, they made a hell of a lot of noise. But this was not one of their familiar sounds. It was too slow and purposeful. Something else was trudging around inside my house. I imagined some horrific creature with rotting skin and flimsy little legs lurching up and down the halls of our home, poking its head in and out of the rooms, searching for its next victim to prey on. My stepsister slept through the noise. I listened for a long time, then finally got the courage to go up to investigate. I climbed out of the blanket fortress and grabbed the flashlight off the bar counter. I walked around the ground floor of the house, looking for the source of the scraping sound. The ground floor of our house was composed of 4 long hallways that made a square. The kitchen and living room were at one end, and at the other, there was that stupid room with all the nice furniture that nobody was ever allowed to actually sit in. It's a whiz people thing with my parents' generation. Ugh. As I reached the off-limits living room, I saw something move past the piano at the far side of the room. It moved into the adjacent hallway. The scraping sound resumed. I hurried over, flashlight in hand, trying not to tip over anything. As I rounded the corner into the hall, I saw our golden retriever, Bear, walking through the darkness on his hind legs. You know how sometimes when a dog jumps up on you, you grab him by the front paws and kind of help him stand? It looked like someone was doing that with our dog, except nobody was there. I watched Bear stagger 4 or 5 steps, his back facing me. When he noticed my light, he fell to all fours and wagged his tail, then resumed walking like a dog normally would walk. He trotted away up the stairs to the 2nd floor, like nothing strange had ever happened. The weirdest thing was, when I was laying in the blanket fortress earlier, I listened to that scraping sound for a good 5 to 10 minutes before deciding to investigate. The dog was walking around in the dark for that long, on his hind legs, in slow circles around the house. To this day, I've never figured out why. He never did that before, and never did it again after that night. But he apparently freaked out the babysitter too. The next morning, she told me that our dog pushed the door open in my parents' bedroom, went over to the bed, and started making vocalizations that sounded like he was trying to mimic human speech. He did this for several minutes before the babysitter locked him out of the room. And she looked pretty rattled and shaken the next day when we talked about it. It's probably not a coincidence that, as an adult, I'm a cat person now.